K-Pop Demon Hunters is now officially Netflix's most watched animated film of all time. In just its 6th week, it shattered its own viewership record from week 5, pulling in over 26 million views in a single week, and catapulting past 220 million hours watched globally. But the movie is not just dominating Netflix, it's rewriting the rules of what animated films can do. Because when fans finished watching, they didn't just turn off the screen, they turned up the volume. The film's music is everywhere. Golden, the breakout anthem from the film, is now number 1 on the Billboard Global 200 and number 2 on the US Hot 100. 6 tracks from the movie soundtrack are now charting across Billboard's Global 200 and Hot 100, with 3 songs sitting in the top 20. It's a rare moment of crossover success, where the movie and the music amplify each other, creating a viral echo chamber. The more people watch the movie, the more they stream the songs. And the more they stream the songs, the more they draw into the movie. It's pure marketing genius. So who's the mastermind behind this global obsession? Maggie Kang. Maggie's journey to become the creative force behind K-Pop Demon Hunters is a story grounded in cultural identity, hard-earned craft, and a desire to tell her own story. She was born in Seoul but moved to Toronto when she was about 5. Growing up through the 1990s as a first-generation Korean Canadian, Maggie learned early to hide her love for K-pop, fearing classmates would think they were weird or silly. She lived in a neighborhood with few other Koreans and rarely saw her own culture reflected around her. Her love for film was influenced by her dad, who was an avid collector. He'd watch 2 to 3 titles each week, and she would join him to watch, nurturing her storytelling instincts. In grade school, she wrote lots of short stories and drew illustrations. Impressed by her talent, her dad bought her a Disney book, and that's when she found out that animation was a career that she could pursue. Growing up in Toronto allowed her to be close to a famous animation school, Sheridan College. Many call Sheridan the Harvard of animation. Naturally, she went there developing her craft, setting her sights on the animation industry. The year she graduated, she was able to interview with DreamWorks, Nickelodeon, and Blue Sky. She was approached by DreamWorks to apply for their story trainee program. She took that opportunity, which began her career of storytelling. She joined DreamWorks Animation as a storyboard and story artist. Over nearly 2 decades, she contributed to beloved feature films like Puss in Boots, Kung Fu Panda 3, and Trolls. She refined her storytelling skills, infusing action, humor, and emotional depth in every visual sequence. Her breakout leadership moment came with the Lego Ninjago movie, where she served as head of story. In that role, Maggie learned how to shape a character-driven narrative at scale, balancing comedy with drama, building worlds that crackle with energy, and guiding teams through complex production processes. But for all her studio success, Maggie felt her most important story was still untold, a story rooted in her own experience. The moment came as culturally K-pop had become a global phenomenon. BTS and Blackpink was a household name. Korean beauty standards became an aspiration for even those in the West. The moment was finally right to tell her story.
It's time.
K-Pop Demon Hunters began as her idea in 2018. Her dream to make a film set in modern Korea, infused with real Korean folklore. Intrigued by demon mythology and shamanism rituals, she always imagined animating these cultural elements. K-pop was later added, where music, dance, and ritual are intertwined, to form the film's core concept. It was pitched to Sony Pictures Animation and officially bought within a week. By March 2021, it had entered early development at Sony, with Maggie and Chris Applehands attached as directors. But by April 2022, Netflix had filed paperwork for the title, and Sony officially licensed distribution to Netflix by February 2023. Sony ultimately chose not to release the film theatrically, fearing it might be too niche for the traditional box office audiences. But Netflix saw its potential as a global hit and greenlit it fully under their platform banner. They had success previously with another Korean IP, a little title called Squid Game. Netflix's commitment granted creative freedom, and by 2023, the film was firmly listed as part of its animation slate with a planned release for mid-2025. On the music side, top-tiered producers like Teddy Park, founder of the Black Label, Lindgren and Jenna Andrews, and the Broadway veteran Ian Eisendroth were hired to make music that would be worthy of a release, even without the film. The movie was destined for success because 1. Maggie had a clear vision, commitment to authenticity, and a proven animation track record. 2. Sony Animations had been putting out great animated movies like the Spider-Man, Spider-Verse movies. 3. Netflix stepped in and offered global scope and cultural openness. 4. Top-tiered producers and K-pop artists were going to ensure chart-topping hits. The rest is history. Well, actually, it's still making history right now, as K-pop Demon Hunters is still the global obsession as I'm making this video. The film has become Netflix's most watched animated movie of all time, surpassed 130 million views since its June 20th release. Maggie Kang's story isn't just about one film. It's about rewriting what's possible in animation. From an industry veteran to a visionary director, she's proven that authentic storytelling resonates far beyond borders. K-pop Demon Hunters wasn't just a movie, it was a cultural movement. And this is exactly the kind of story we explore on this channel. The voices behind the scenes, the creators who shape culture, and the journeys that don't always make the headlines. If you're into the stories like this, deep dives into people who are changing the game, hit that like button to help others find this video. Subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss a story that matters. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.